Hello student, this is Om Prakash Yadav. So today I am going to do the partial. So what is the effect of partial balancing of the locomotive engine? So we are not able to do the complete balancing. So what we are doing? We are doing the partial balancing. So when you are doing the partial balancing, then what is the problem? What are the effect? So just I am going to see that what is the effect of partial balancing of a steam locomotive. A steam locomotive. So in steam locomotive, generally two cylinder are used. Generally two cylinder are used, or you can say that I am going to deal for the two cylinder locomotive. Two cylinder locomotives means there is axle. There is axle. On the axle there are two wheel. So on the wheel one cylinder is here and another cylinder is here. So at each wheel there are one cylinder. So let us see that there are two cylinder, that is two engine. So what will be its effect when you are doing the partial balancing of the steam locomotive? So let us see that so there are two cylinder. For two cylinder, their crank are at 90 degree. Already I have told that their crank of these two cylinder are at 90 degree. If the cylinder one is at an angle of theta, then crank of cylinder 2 will be at an angle of 90 degree plus theta. So why at 90 degree? So this is because at any position the engine can be at any position the engine can be start and also the turning moment diagram will be uniform. So for that purpose you are doing. So this is the cylinder number 1, this is the cylinder number 2. Cylinder number 1, cylinder number 2. So there is a cylinder number 1, there is a cylinder number 2, and the distance between these two cylinder is a small a. Distance between these two, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, this is the axle. So this is the cylinder number 1 and the distance between these two is a small a. So there is a center line, so that will be a by 2 and a by 2. So cylinder 1 is here, cylinder 2 is here, means one engine is here, another is here. So at one place this is like that. If this is the cylinder number 1, so this is the crank of cylinder number 1 which is at an angle of theta, then their line of stroke are same. For both line of stroke are same, they are in a horizontal direction. Generally they are in horizontal direction. So if crank of cylinder number 1 is at an angle of theta, then crank of cylinder 2 will be at 90 degree. So this will be here. So this will be crank of cylinder 2. So this angle will be 90 degree. So this total angle will be 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta. So I have taken here for any cylinder, already you have calculated that unbalanced force along the line of stroke will be 1 minus c mr omega square cos theta. This c is the fraction of mass which should be balanced, which must be balanced, not the total, only the fraction of mass, that is c, and this m is the reciprocating mass. M is the reciprocating mass. So unbalanced force, so for cylinder 1 this crank angle is theta. So unbalanced force along the line of stroke will be 1 minus c mr omega square cos theta. For the cylinder number 2 its angle is 90 plus theta. Then what will be the unbalanced force along the line of stroke for the cylinder 2? This will be 1 minus c mr omega square cos 90 degree plus theta. 90 degree plus theta. 90 degree plus theta. Okay. So there are three things which I am going to discuss. So first thing is that tractive force. So variation of tractive force, this will be denoted by Ft. Tractive force. So what is the tractive force? It is the net unbalanced force along the line of stroke for the locomotive engine. So this is what the net unbalanced force along the line of stroke. Along the line of stroke is the tractive force. So at any instant of time, what will be the tractive force? Look it here. So you will get this with sign. Already you will get with sign. So there is no need to take the sign. So this is what 1 minus c mr omega square cos theta. So 1 minus c mr omega square cos theta plus this one. So this is 1 minus c mr omega square cos 90 plus theta, or this ft is equal to this 1 minus c m r omega square cos theta plus this cos plus 90 cos 90 plus theta is equal to minus sin theta. So that becomes what? Minus, so 1 minus c m r omega square sin theta. So what will be the unbalanced force? So what will be the unbalanced force? Okay. Let us see. So let us solve this. So unbalanced force along the line of stroke, that is Ft is equal to, so this 1 minus c m r omega square is common. So you take this 1 minus c m r omega square and you will get this cos theta minus sin theta. So from this formula you can calculate what is the net unbalanced force along the line of stroke at any time, at any theta you can calculate from here. So this is the variation of what static force. Now let us find out what is its maximum and minimum value, or what is its range. What is its range? So for its maximum and minimum value, so this is constant, means this should be maximized, that should be maximum or minimum, because this is constant. So for Ft to be maximum or minimum, d upon d theta of this cos theta minus sin theta should be equal to 0. So what will be differentiation of this? This will be minus sin theta. This will be what? Minus sin theta. And this will be what? Cos theta is equal to 0. Or this sin theta is equal to minus cos theta. Or this tan theta is equal to minus 1. That is what? Theta is equal to 45 degree. But in what? But in what quadrant? Look at here. This is minus, and where the tan is minus, so tan is minus in a second and a fourth coordinate. So tan is minus in second and a fourth coordinate. In a second this is minus, and in fourth this is minus. In first this is plus, in third also this is plus. So tan is minus in second and fourth coordinate. So what will be the value of theta in this second coordinate? Its value will be 90 plus 45. So 90 plus 45, that is 135 degrees C. What will be the value of theta in fourth coordinate? So that is 270 plus 45. So this 270 plus 45, that is 315 degree. So what we are getting, theta is equal to, from here we are getting theta is equal to 135 degree and 315 degree, because this tan theta will be negative in third, in second and fourth coordinate. So let us find out the value of attractive force Ft at theta is equal to 135 and at 315 degree. Then let us see that what we are getting. So find out its value just by putting the value of theta in general expression. We can get. So at theta is equal to 135 degree, this Ft is equal to 1 minus c m r omega square, and this was cos theta minus sin theta. So cos 135 minus sin 135. When you solve this, you will get the value of ft at theta is equal to ft at theta is equal to 135 degree. What you are getting, I have calculated already. So at theta is equal to 135, its value is minus under root 2 1 minus c m r omega square, minus root 2 1 minus c m r omega square you are getting. So this is at theta is equal to 135 degree. Now at theta is equal to 315 degree, let us find out. So what we are getting, this ft is equal to 1 minus c m r omega square, this cos 315 minus sin 315. When you solve this, you will get ft at theta is equal to 315 degree is equal to plus under root 2 1 minus c m r omega square. So this is the maximum value and this is the minimum value. So just magnitude are same, just their direction are different. So their direction are changing here and here. So also you can write that ft maximum variation is equal to what? This plus minus under root 2 1 minus c m r omega square. This is the maximum variation. So they are varying from minus root 2 1 minus c m r omega square to plus root 2 1 minus c omega square, and other value will be in between these two value. So its maximum value is plus root 2 something and its minimum value is minus root 2. So its direction are different. So they are ranging in between this. Okay. So you have derived the general expression. You have find out the maximum value, minimum value and its range. So that is what the dot-triacritic force. So you can see that how is this force? This force, if this is your engine, this is your train. So this is like that. In some time they are in this direction, sometime they are in this direction. So this force are vibrating in that way. That's why this is also known as the sagging force. That is also known as the sagging force. Sagging force. Okay. In the next lecture, I will see that what is the variation of swaying couple. Thank you very much.